Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I have another edition for the Forever Knives series. If you haven't seen the first one, the point of the series is just to show some knives that I'm just going to have forever. Now, obviously, they could be stolen. I am going to die one day, so it's not really forever. But for the duration of my lifetime, these are knives that, they have a sentimental attachment, some kind of a emotional meaning to me. They make me think of something or someone. And this one is probably very recognizable by many of you. This is my small, classic Chris Reeve Sebenza, and this one has my Carta inserts. I got this in 2007 when my grandfather passed away. The reason I got it, I wanted it for years and years, like a decade. It was 10 years, I think, since I first heard about these knives, and I actually bought one. Very expensive, especially back in the day. This was $400 or maybe even $425, if I remember correctly. But my grandfather passed away, and I was just kind of depressed about the whole thing, and I wanted to buy something to make myself happy, just cheer myself up, but also kind of commemorate my grandfather. So I did that with the custom sheath, which I'll show you in just a moment. But this knife is awesome, and it's been awesome ever since. Chris Reeve's knives, they have an allure. You're talking mid to late 90s all the way to like 2005-ish. These things were just the best knife you can get. Everyone talked about it. This was the top tier gold standard knife, whether it was the big one, the small one, other models, this was where it was at. And I have to say, all these years later, it's just as cool and just as nice. As far as any actual critiques all these years later, I will say it's always been the thumb stud. The thumb stud to me is just a little bit uncomfortable because it's a step-up pattern. It has that conical, where it gets smaller and smaller with each one of these different, levels. So basically it has almost like a pointy feeling. So it comes across as just being a little bit uncomfortable. It's not the end of the world. You can get, double lugs if you want. That was an additional cost from factory. Now, the only other thing is some people like to flick their knives out, and you can't do that with this guy. And the reason you can flick knives out most of the time is because there's a little bit of gap in the tolerances, and this has very tight tolerances. In fact, there's a collar inside the pivot, so you can tighten down the pivot screw all the way every single time and having the exact same resistance. This thing moves like no other knife. It feels like there's resistance, like you can't go super fast opening it, but it just also feels like it's on glass. It's just really, really nice. We have a rounded spine, which back then was like a big deal. There's, a ton of companies that do that now. Titanium S30V combo. Originally, I think these had BG42 steel blades, which was actually a great steel. I haven't seen that used in many, many years. But then they went S30V, and, there's different generations. They've had different steels on the Sebenzas. So, as time goes on, generations change. But yeah, small classic. My Carta inserts were where it was at for me. There's all kinds of different options, wood inserts, and, you name it. So, when I got this knife, I knew I wanted to get a custom sheath that reminded me of my grandfather. So I went with Vess Leatherworks. I don't know what the G is. I really don't remember. But I know it was VESS in Canada. At the time, I was on the forums, and that was just a random guy who was making sheaths. I literally saw one post on knifeforums.com. I don't even know if the forum still exists. I've been there in years. And I saw his work, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And I hit him up. I said, hey, can you make this? And I told him, like, down to the final detail what I wanted, and he nailed it. It was awesome. I do not remember what it cost. I know I have a picture or multiple pictures of the process of him making it, which was cool. But we have a horizontal carry, and one of the things I really wanted was to incorporate the pocket clip into the sheath so that I don't have to take it off. So essentially, I can use this. I've carried this many times with the just the pocket clip. But if I want to keep it on my belt, like if I do something, a nice restaurant, I carried this to weddings before. I want to keep it on my belt. I wanted the horizontal because it just kind of blends in better. I wanted all black. Eventually, we went with the black-white combo just so that the little owl will stand out. But the bigger thing was, again, being able to incorporate that pocket clip so I could pop the whole thing in there and not have to worry about it. So my grandfather was super into owls, and he was able to, you know, make a little, kind of scratch it into the leather there, a little owl. And then this is ray skin that's shaved down. I always thought that was kind of cool in like samurai swords and stuff. So we have a little ray skin insert there as well. And then white stitching. And this thing works beautifully. Like I said, the knife itself is awesome. I love it. It has a story. You know, even today, I mean, Chris Reeve's knives are amazing. I had the opportunity of meeting him and his wife at, I want to say it was Blade Show. It might have been SHOT Show. It was one or the other. Back in 2014, I think, is when I went. But yeah, I mean, it was just cool. It was really an awesome moment. I mean, God, his display case, seeing all the different Sebenzas and the Umdenzons and a couple other, I think this one, maybe the slip joint came out. But anyway, long story short, fantastic knife. Years later, still proving itself to be a fantastic knife. Overall, just great ergonomics. The jimping is perfect on the back. I love it. It is an awesome small to medium size pocket knife. $400 plus worth it? Yeah. To me, having it all these years, I think it's paid itself off in enjoyment. But, you know, it's at the end of the day, it's a tool. It cuts just like a dollar knife cuts, just like a, you know, $5,000 custom art piece knife also cuts. But I get great enjoyment out of this, not only because it's a fantastic knife, but again, just reminds me of my grandfather, and you know, brings back some good memories. So there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section, do you have a forever knife? Do you have a whole bunch of forever knives like I do? Because I'm a pretty emotional dude, and I like stuff like this. It means so much to me. So that's it. You'll see many more of these videos. I'll sprinkle them here and there. But I do have a ton of knives that I just plan on having forever. So that's all. Hopefully you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.